Now here we have the student chapter number 4, motion in a plane, and today we will discuss the two topics. First is the resolution of a vector and the rectangular component of a vector into the two dimension or the three dimension. Okay, so how we are just representing it. So the resolution of a vector, this is the topic we have. Okay, so what actually the resolution we have? Simply it's a process of splitting of a vector into the two or the more vectors. Those are acting in a plane in a different directions. Okay. So whenever we are just combining them by the any kind of the geometrical shape, so the combined effect is the same as that of a given vector. So this is the basic concept we have. So we can go with the concern of the example. Now it is the simplest defined. We have resolution of a vector is a process of splitting of a vector into two or more vectors in such a way their combined effect is same that of a given vector. Okay. Now how can we resolve it? Okay. This one defined in the part of the that mean derivation. Now I am just choosing a vector that is called the vector a, and here I am just multiplying the vector a by a real number. So this is the simplest meaning of the lambda a vector we have. Now we have the another concern of the vector that is called the just like in alpha b vector we have. This is another type of the another vector. If we are just combining them by a geometrical regular geometrical shape, so what actually we are getting? We are just getting a triangle. Okay. So how can I make the concern of the resultant? Because we know that the vector triangle law of vector addition gives the meaning that the third side should be taken in a opposite order as compared to the other two sides. Those will be in the same direction. Okay. So this is the lambda a vector we have. This is the kind of the that mean alpha b vector we have. Okay. And somehow we have to be make the angle of the resultant with the then lambda a, that is called the alpha. And always one of the trick which I want to give you or I want to share with you, if I am just making the dislocation of a vector into the same plane, so it doesn't create the any kind of the impact, and always we have to be taken the angle between the two vectors. Okay. So I am just increasing in a forward direction. Okay. So I am just increasing, so it doesn't create the any kind of the impact on the magnitude. So this one is the kind of the angle theta between the two vectors we have. Okay. So the resultant having with the kind of the angle with the that mean vector, that is a different thing, and the angle between the two vector is a different thing. And always we should calculate the angle between the two vector, those should be originating from a common divergent point. Okay. So this is the technique we have inside the vector. So I am just nominating this one, that portions of the triangle OP, and this is the Q, and simply we can write that mean OQ vector. Here we have that mean OP vector plus P to Q vector, students. And I am using the simply the triangle law of vector addition here. Now OQ vector, that is called the vector R, and the lambda A vector we have, and plus of the sign alpha B vector we have. So this is the simplest representation of the that mean vector resolution of a vector. And what actually the meaning of the lambda A vector we have? It's a component of R along lambda A. Okay, along the vector A. Okay, so this is the simplest representation. So what we have lambda alpha B vector we have, it's a simply the component of vector R along vector of B. Okay, so this is the simplest representation of the resolution. Now we have to be given the emphasis on the components of a vector along the two dimension and the three dimension. Now the components or the rectangular components of a vector, simply the components whenever we are resolving a vector along the two mutual perpendicular axes or the three mutual perpendicular axes. So the components those are called rectangular components. Okay, so this is the simplest meaning we have in the part of the that mean define. Okay, so generally I am just taking the first case, that is in the two dimension. How can I make the resolution of a that mean how can I divide the that mean vector? Okay, so I am just choosing the two sides, that mean x and the y, and both are perpendicular to each other. This one is the x, this one is the y, and both are perpendicular to each other, and we are just taking a one of the vector that is called the vector a. Okay, so it originating from the O. Okay, so here the vector a having the angle theta with the axis a. Okay, so along the direction of the x we have the unit vectors that is called the I cap, and here we have the unit vector that is called the j cap. Here just I am representing the that is a vector that is called the ax vector along the direction of the x, and along the direction of the y we have the representation that is called the ay vector. Okay, somehow we are representing the meaning of the ax vector and ay vector. So one of the basic method we have already we have discussed this one topic that is called the unit vector, and unit vector is a vector which having the unit magnitude. This is the one of the basic we have unit magnitude. So how we are just representing the cap on a particular alphabet, and the vector concern is to be divided by the modulus. Okay, so whenever I am just representing the concept of the vector a, so what actually I am doing, the modulus or the magnitude of the vector a multiplying with the unit vector, so it will also convert into the unit vector. So here I am just making the little bit change in the diagram. So how can I make the that mean change with the symbolic representation? So dear students, it's a vector a we have. If I am just representing the ax vector, so I can write easily that ax I cap. So it's a simply method we have. Okay, so here we have that is called the ay vector, that is called the ay and including of j cap. Okay, here I am also can write that ax, so it will be the easier to you to understand the what actually I am doing. Now I am just making the perpendicular on the x axis, and as per the notification I am just arranging along the direction of ay. So if it is the ay, so this one is also the ay vector we have. Okay, so ay vector I can write that is ay with the concern of the j cap. Okay, so I am just making the that mean triangle law little bit here to make the resolution or the rectangular components. Now I am using triangle law of vector addition. To get components of vector A in term of ax vector and ay vector. Okay, so how can I do this one? So I am just applying the simply the triangle law of vector addition. So I can use the two sides will be in the same order. So I am just also representing it that O to P and the Q. So OQ vector can be simply stated in the term of that mean OP vector plus P2 Q vector. So the vector A can be stated in the part of that AX vector plus AY vector. So this is the one of the basic representation of the vector A in the its rectangular component. Those are available at the two mutual perpendicular axes. Okay, somehow we can modify the equation. Vector A, ax vector is nothing but it is simply the ax I cap plus ay of j cap. So this one is the equation number 2 we have. Okay, now here we have the magnitude of a vector A. How can we resolve it into two dimension? So as I am just finding the components in the concern of the angle. So from triangle, now I am using the simply geometrical part from this triangle, as I want the cos theta. So in the part of the magnitude that it's simply the base upon hypotenuse. Okay, OP upon OQ, the AX upon A. So the AX can be stated in the part of that mean A cos theta. That's the equation number 3 we have. And simply the AY can be stated in the part of the A sin theta. This is the equation number 4 we have. So mathematically we want to calculate the magnitude, so we are just squaring and adding equations 3 and 4. So by the mathematical meaning, we are just getting the simplest magnitude of the vector a. So ax square is the square of the equation number third, and simply the equation number 4 ay square. Okay, now I am just squaring of the right hand side part, a square cos of square theta plus a square sine of square theta. So it's a mathematical method we have. Now ax square plus ay square is equal to a square, and we are just getting the identity sine square plus cos square theta is equal to 1. So we are just getting a is equal to under root of that part ax square plus ay square. So it's the one of the basic method we have. And from the triangle, if we are just applying the Pythagoras theorem, so how we are just getting the magnitude directly from the diagram. So OQ, by the use of the geometrical method, that OQ square is equal to OP square plus PQ square. This is the another method we have. A square is equal to magnitude square of the magnitude, that is called the AX square plus AY square. So it will also give the meaning of the same thing we have, AX square plus of AY square. So these are the different types of the method through which we can make the concern of the magnitude of a vector a in the two dimension. Okay, so one of the mathematical method we have done. This is the equation number 5 we have, and this one also the 5a, equation number 5a, and this is the equation number 5b. Okay, now the another thing that we have to be calculated the direction of the vector a with the x-axis or with the y-axis. Okay, so how can we resolve it? So I am just also showing the one of the method to you. Okay, so we have the basic equations. What are they? Equation number 3 and 4. So by the mathematically we can go through them. From equation number 3 and 4, what actually we want to do, we are just getting the ratio of the 4 ratio of 3. Okay, so how we are just getting a sine theta is to be divided by a cos of theta, that is called the ay upon ax, and sine theta cos theta, that is called the tan theta, and tan theta makes the concern of the direction of the vector a with the concern of the x axis. Okay, theta is equal to tan inverse. So this is the one of the representation we have, ay upon ax. Okay, so this is the concern of the direction. This is called the equation number, that is 6, and theta represent what? Direction of vector a with respect to x-axis. With respect to x-axis, if we know the meaning of the theta with respect to x-axis, so mathematically we can calculate the meaning of the theta with the y-axis also. Now from the diagram, how can we make the assessment? So one of the method which I have shown to you on the concept of the mathematics. Now from the diagram, we are calculating directly the tan theta. Okay, so tan theta, that is called the perpendicular upon base, and in the part of the magnitude, perpendicular represent the by the ay and the ax, and theta is directly state in the term of that tan inverse of ay upon of ax. So this is the simplest representation graphically, and the graphical method as well as the mathematical method. Okay, so we should learn this one because it's a too much important part. As we will learn about the two dimensions, so it will be the easier to us to be make the representation in the third dimension, 3 dimension also. Now dear students, rectangular components of a vector in the 3 dimensions, so we have to be consider the 3 axes. This one is a x-axis, this one is a y-axis, and this one is a z-axis we have. Okay, and we have to be consider a parallelepiped, that is called the kind of the shape which I am giving the name. And this parallelepiped having the shape, that means first I am just completing this one portion and the xy plane. Okay, this one, that part I am just completing. Okay, then after I am just completing the another one part. Okay, and I am just giving the name also to it. Okay, so this one is the center, that is origin of the three mutual perpendicular axes O, and I am just representing a vector by the concern of the diagonal. Okay, now here we have the vector representation of the vector A. Okay, in the plane xy, this is the vector A, and here we have the two vectors. That mean one is the along the direction of the x-axis. Okay, so I am just taking the that mean concern of the arrow here and the concern of the arrow in this direction, and I am just giving the special name here O, T, Q, S, and the N. Okay, in the plane x and z I am just plotting the another, that mean diagonal to a parallelogram that originate from the O to S. Okay, this will make the concern of the two vectors, those are acting along the direction of the x and z. Here we have. Okay, so this one is the concern of the, that mean ax vector. Here we have the z direction, so we are just imagining the az vector. Az vector, now I am just representing here az vector we have. So in the along the direction of the y we have the another vector, that is called the ay vector. Okay, so similar to the direction of the ay, I am also representing the one of the vector that is parallel to the ay, that is along the o m. OM is that mean parallel to the S to T. So I am just representing the direction of the arrow along the ST direction. Okay. So this is the resultant of the vector AX and AZ here. Okay. Now here I am also representing the direction of the vector A with the x-axis, that is called the alpha, direction of the vector A with the concern of the y, that is called the beta, and the direction of the A with the kind of the z-axis, that is called the gamma. These are the three angles which is made by the vector A with the x, y and z axis. Okay. Now how can we represent the meaning of the vector A in the part of the vector AX, ay plus az? Okay, so we are just approaching the simplest mathematics, that is vector mathematics here. Okay, now I am using the triangle law of vector addition in the triangle that is OST. So I am just using the two sides in a same order and the third side in a opposite order, that make the concern of the resultant we have. Okay, so OT vector can be stated in the term of, that mean OS vector students plus S to T vector. Okay, so always you must remember that we moving between O and T. Okay, so I am starting the movement from O to S, then completing with the concern of the T. So this is the one of the equation we have. So OT is nothing but it is simply the vector of A. OS is nothing but it's simply the combination of the two vectors, so still we will resolve it. Okay, ST is nothing but it's simply the vector AY vector. Okay, so little bit the shape of the equation is coming. Okay, now from triangle or the parallelogram, if you are using the triangle, so it's okay, or if you are using the parallelogram, so it's okay. So we can apply the both the rules. Okay, from the triangle OSQ we can go through it. Okay, here we have the O to N is the AZ, so to Q to N is also the AZ we have. Okay, as per the notation. Okay, we can use the simply geometry here from the triangle OSQ or parallelogram. Parallelogram, which one parallelogram? O Q S N S N. Okay, so this one is the kind of the parallelogram we have in front of us. So how we are utilizing it? If you are using the triangle third rule, it's okay. Now I am using here the parallelogram law of vector addition. So two adjacent sides, OS vector, it's a combination of the two adjacent sides, one of that ON vector and another one is the OQ vector. Okay, OS vector is the resultant of the parallelogram OQSN, which is the kind of the diagonal which also originating from the same point O. ON vector is nothing but it's simply the AZ vector we have. OQ vector is nothing but it's simply the AX vector. Okay, so this is the equation number 3. Now use equation 3 in equation number 2. So what actually we are getting? Now I am arranging all the vectors in a same similar order, that is ax vector plus ay vector plus az vector. So it's simply the representation of a vector in the three dimension with the contents ax vector, ay vector, az vector. This is the equation number 4. So somehow we can represent the magnitude of vector a, that is called the modulus of vector, that is called the magnitude of vector a, that is simply ax square plus ay square plus az square. This is the equation number 5, and equation number 5 represent magnitude of vector a. Now what about the cosine of the angles? So simply we are just saying the alpha, beta and the gamma are the angles made by the vector A. Alpha, beta and the gamma are the angles which is made by the vector A with the x, y and the z axis. So simply the one relation we will discuss, and the same we will repeat in another manner. So if I am just asking that cos alpha, so cos alpha is a simply the meaning of the, that mean base upon hypotenuse. So I am just writing the cos alpha is equal to ax upon a. So this gives the meaning that ax is equal to a of cos of alpha. So I am just writing the another relations, that mean in the same manner ay is equal to a of cos of beta, and az is equal to a of cos of gamma. So this is the, that mean relations of the angles with the x, y and the z axis in the part of the alpha, beta and the gamma. Okay, so this one is a basic concept, and even by the geometrical method we can find out the result, that mean combination or the, that mean magnitude of the vector a. If I am just applying the Pythagoras theorem in the triangle, that in OTS, so what actually I am getting by the help of the geometry, OT square is nothing but it's simply the OS square plus of that ST square. Okay, OT square is the magnitude of the square of the OS. OS is the combination of the two vectors. Okay, so OS is a combination of the AX square plus AZ square, and the third vector we have, that is called the AY square. So easily we can write the meaning, that is called the under root of that part ax square plus ay square plus az square. So here we have learned the basics. Okay, so representation of a vector in the 2 dimension and 3 dimension, how we are just getting the magnitude of a vector along with the direction of the x and the y axis. Okay, so this is the end of the topic. I think it's a too much long we have, but we should learn it, otherwise we are not able to resolve the vectors. Okay.